this is Phil Potempa. Welcome to another edition of Notoriety. Each week we bring you everything to mark on the calendar, things that are happening, everything that everybody is talking about happening in Northwest Indiana, Chicago, and beyond. And of course, we couldn't be here without all the generosity of our underwriters and sponsors, our friends at People's Bank. We want to thank Andy and Sue Arnold, the wonderful arts advocates that make so many of our artistic opportunities possible here in our region. And we also want to thank Theater at the Center, our home away from home at the Center for Visual and Performing Arts, 1040 Ridge Road in Munster. Other past supporters during the 9 years that this show has been on the air, Legacy Foundation and Arts Commission, we thank all of you. Of course, this broadcast is the airwaves equivalent and streaming equivalent of all the columns, feature stories you'll read, the flagship Post-Tribune, everything also that is captured at chicagotribune.com underneath that umbrella. Some of you are tuned in through our traditional radio dials. We broadcast to you from our original studio space in the 1950s here, the Strachan Van Til Studios in Hammond, Indiana. On our radio dial, others have the added advantage of the video cameras for our window to the world, so you can see everything happening here in our studio, including some returning guests as well. And I should have added to that earlier introduction, everything happening in not just Northwest Indiana, we can even say Northern Indiana, right?
Right.
All right, we're going to introduce our returning guests all the way here, and we'll work our way over.
My name is Angela Paul. I am Executive Director of Sojourner Truth House located in Gary, Indiana.
Very good. And
I am Dr. Pam Key. I am the Director of Client Services at Sojourner Truth House.
Very good, very good. So we know that, again, the last time we were here, we were talking about a couple of the events that are the reason that you're able to do so much of the programs and the things that you do. And if you've got the added advantage of our streaming and our cameras, some of the branding is happening right with our T-shirts here
That's
as well.
right.
So,
that's right.
All right, so
That's
give us
right.
the scoop, first of all, on what we have coming up, and then we'll talk a little bit more about history and background and programs.
All right, June 13th is our annual walk for Sojourner Truth House. That'll be at our location at 410 West 13th Avenue in Gary, Indiana. Registration starts at 8 a.m. Walk starts at 9.
And again, if they're going to look for more information or do their homework, we'll repeat this a few times. Let's get a website out there for them to find out more and do their homework.
Sure. Our website is www.sojournertruthhouse.org. Our phone number is 219-885-2282 if you have any questions.
And our walk is based where? Where is that landscape and terrain going to be?
That is going to be on the grounds of Sojourner Truth House.
It'll be right there. Very good. So a lot of times, if you're looking at our video stream view, you'll see we have near Cornsman Straw. I knew we had a walk going on today, so we wanted to kind of give them a little idea about getting out there. Weather's going to get nice, and before you know it, you can do all of that wonderful outside binging and help a good cause as well. When we talk about a good cause, in the past, this particular event has raised roughly what kind of proceeds would you say roughly around?
I think last year we were at $125,000, and that is the largest that we've been at.
That is so incredible. And for all of that to happen, it sounds magical, but we know it takes an awful lot of people to make that day happen. Is that right? And does that include some of your own underwriters and sponsors? Should we do some shout outs here? Are there some folks that really also kind of kick in and make it happen as well? Do you have some, or no, it's just from those folks that are doing their teams and things, or no, there are some other major supporters of banks and things?
Yes, we have a lot of donors. We have a lot of sponsors. We have a lot of teams that come together.
And I bet a lot of that's on the website as well. So they will be there branded. They might even make their way onto a poster or a T-shirt or something as well.
That's right.
Yes, they're definitely on the back of our T-shirts.
Yeah, so that makes it kind of a nice way for folks to help out, and those that are giving also get a little bit of a nod and attention, because that is an impressive number at a time where all of our groups, and we hear it all the time, folks have to make a decision when gas starts to sneak up or a gallon of milk needs to sneak up.
Oh, yeah.
But they're helping a great cause. So now's the part where we go back and remind everybody the wonderful history and the legacy of what this organization is all about.
Well, we were just talking, Sojourner Truth House will be 30 years old next next year in 2027. So it's founded by the Poor Handmaids of Jesus Christ. And so we are a day center, and we work with women who are and families who are at risk. And so we provide case management services to help them come out of homelessness. And so it's a homeless day center. And I want to stress that it's a day center, and we work with local shelters. But the work that we do is phenomenal. So Angela, executive director, because she's so great, she has a wonderful team that supports her, and me included in that. But it takes a whole village. It really do. We have a very great pool of volunteers that come out. Individual volunteers, group volunteers, church volunteers, a lot of volunteers that help us run our day-to-day operations. Our day center provide case management services for those that come in through the shelters. They get 2 hot meals. We provide transportation. We provide laundry services. We assist with whatever the housing barriers are. We do referrals. We have a lot of community partners. And so we work with that family or that individual from the time they walk in our doors until the time that they receive housing. And our team is connected. Everybody in our team is connected to that individual and or family. And so all the funds and things that we receive, they help with the meals, they help with transportation, they help with the laundry, they help with deposits or application fees, with bus passes, with programming, with the uniforms, with the back to schools, to make sure that we have adequate supplies and school supplies. So this is a big fundraiser, and so the money never goes to waste. Never.
Give us a reminder again how long you've been a part of this organization. How many years for director?
So for me, I made 11 years yesterday.
11 years yesterday.
Yes.
Thank you.
And for me, it'll be 18 years in May.
18 years. Really more than half of the history.
I know.
That is absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
We want to talk a little bit again about what the mission is. The mission, something that has started and created under the umbrella of Handmaidens of the Poor. Is that what we
Poor Handmaids of Jesus Christ.
Thank you. And so, taking an opportunity for folks, and we think of the ages-old proverb: if you give a man a fish, there's one day that they're covered for, but teach. And that's what this is. This is, again, providing meals, but also education. It may not work as a turnaround the first time. Maybe they need to come back for a second journey. But I bet there's success stories out there that they come back and they let you know, hey, I'm grounded. I'm on my way. Is this true?
Yes, absolutely. One success story, and people, I want to just give a visual of homelessness. It has no face. It has no race. And so it's all people from all walks of life. And one story really stands out. We had a lady, she was an elderly lady, and she was not able to get housing. So we went through the process of trying to get her housed at a senior building. And so she had no income. And so she was able to finally get into a senior building, but she couldn't afford the $50 rent a month. So with our funds, we were able to pay for 6 months rent. Now just think, that's only $300, right? And so she still hadn't received her Social Security benefits, so we paid another 6 months rent to keep her house in the senior unit. She received her Social Security, and until otherwise, I can't even think of it, but she began to give back. So she began to make monthly donations to Sojourner Truth House.
Because you had laid that foundation.
We had laid that foundation.
Made sure that she had the shelter, what she needed.
And then she got housing.
And when she had her
and
feet
as
in place,
as soon
right
as she
back
was.
and invested.
That's
what we like to hear. Because then it's almost that full circle moment.
A full circle moment. And there's so many stories like that. There's so many stories that the ladies, they'll come back, they'll give back, they'll come and sponsor meals, or they'll come and help and volunteer, in some of the activities that we have. They'll come to the walk, and support the walk. And so it's just good to see it. So, and like I said, those stories, they're always happening.
Well, we've taken again such a kind of a around the bend curve with what's happened with our economy and finances. So things like charity walks are so important, because a lot of organizations don't always see the type of support. You clearly have continued success. And what annual walk is this going to be? Do you have to look at your T-shirt to find out how many years have you been doing
This is
the walk?
going to be 27.
27.
27.
Out of the 30 years.
Out of
so
30 years.
Yes.
This is really something to say.
Yes.
And I love that magic number. Last year, how much was raised?
$125,000.
And people,
Let's double it this year. Let's double it. Let's help us double it.
So now we're going to do a review because we want to get those folks that are just tuning in. You're hearing about a wonderful opportunity to mark. You've got plenty of time. It's in June. If you've got that advantage of streaming here, we've got the date up there, June 13th. We haven't really enticed you yet with it's more than just a walk. There's a lot of things that happen. So
Yes.
when you pay that registration fee, I bet you're going to at least get a T-shirt. And what other things is it's kind of more of an event because of all the things that are happening that day, right?
It's going to be a lot of things that day. We call it our carnival. So it's a carnival walk. So we'll have ices, we'll have popcorn,
Hot
we'll
dogs.
have hot dogs, we'll have chips for the kids, we'll have face painting.
Games.
So games, it's a gamut of things that we're doing. And just to be clear, there is no registration fee.
No
It is
registration fee.
It
It
is
is free.
free.
It's
It
free.
is free
So
to
your
everyone.
underwriters have helped with the branding, getting the word out there, getting things
Absolutely.
printed.
Yep.
We just need folks to come out, get their teams, and when they get their teams, they're going to get their sponsors.
Yes.
And when they get their steps in, cha-ching, cha-ching, it compounds.
There you go. That's
Yes.
it. That's
Yes,
it.
and I
Great
just want to give a
opportunity.
shout out to our development team because they are awesome. And if it wasn't for them, we couldn't possibly pull this together. So they are phenomenal in getting the sponsors and making sure that we have everything that we need.
And even after 27 years, I bet the minute it is done,
Ooh.
the very next week, it's the postmortem. What do we want to do again? What are
Yep.
we going to
Yep.
change?
Yep.
That planning process
Yes.
starts
It starts
because
right there.
it's a
then and
major
there.
event. I don't know if you have this at the top of your head, but I'm wondering how many teams showed up last year?
Did we have about 12, I want to say? Maybe
Maybe
At
about
least,
12
at least a dozen of them that day walking. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's
each
not
team-
including the individuals.
and some of the individuals came as well. Then.
Yes, oh
And
yeah.
If you're doing a
Absolutely.
team, is there a cap on what that should be? How many numbers is on a team? No, it's depending
Nope.
on what you want
Yep.
to do as well, right?
Absolutely.
And I like the fact that I know it should be a run, but if it's a walk, that's open for everybody. Take
Yes.
your own time.
Take your time.
pace.
Yes,
You're
it
only
is.
competing with yourself and,
That's
and
it.
the opportunity to do good and help somebody else. And those stories, the one that you really bring it to life. And that can be hard with any kind of a charity organization because of the fact that sometimes for people's own personal story, I think there might be somebody here that wants to come in from the outdoor there. We're going to want our producers help. But it could be an opportunity where folks can't share their personal story, even though so much has happened that they've been
Yes.
helped.
Yes.
And so it's hard for you to always put a face to be in a brochure on a flyer.
Right,
But there are
right.
some that will come back and they are happy and proud to be ambassadors to say,
Oh yes,
"This is how my
absolutely.
life changed."
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And they'll come back and they'll share their stories.
Yes.
You know, some of them come back, they share their stories, they share their journeys because they, to them, they say it's going to help somebody else to have hope. And so we have a little thing that happens at the end of their housing. Once they receive their housing, they get their keys and they have to do a key dance.
Okay.
And so we get all kinds of dances from polka to the monster, to the rabbit to the walking man. But as soon as that person is celebrated, because we all come out and celebrate that key, and so as soon as that person is celebrated, we have a saying that we tell everybody in the room to say, "I'm next." And so they can say, "I'm next," and so that gives them that they can hear that, hey, that's going to happen for me as well. That I'm next, and it's very encouraging to not just the person that got their keys, but the person that's anticipating getting their keys. So we celebrate everything. We celebrate a birth certificate
Yes.
that they didn't have, or a driver's license, or an ID that they never had. We celebrate all of that. We bring in their birthdays. We give them, a birthday surprise.
Certainly. Uh-huh.
So a whole bunch. So
Well, when we talk about Sojourner House and all the things that do, yes, it's important for the physical things that you need. You need a place to stay. You need to have meals. It is a day center, so that's the programs are set up. But also instilling that confidence.
Yes.
And to see
Yes.
that other people have made it happen and that
Yes.
they can too.
They can, too.
And I imagine the folks that are helped during the course of what could be any day could span an age from as young as you can imagine to folks,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, our senior citizen.
Yes.
That was our ambassador
Yes.
story.
Yes.
How old is our oldest client right now?
Our oldest client, I believe she's probably like 87
That's
now.
what I thought, 87.
She's about 87.
And our youngest client is 18.
18.
Now, I know I will get a hand slap, but we don't explain this because we get the text or a phone call. But again, Sojourner House, the name and the organization, it comes from what? Give us the history of that particular name. It comes from...
Well, that was the name that was selected by the poor handmaids, Sojourner Truth, because she was a sojourner. She was one that was an abolitionist. And so her duty was to show that women are people as well, and they have rights as well. And so they took that on. And so if we were to say the spirit of sojourner is in the place, we can definitely say that the
Yes.
spirit of sojourner is in that place, because we try to encourage and empower our constituents so that when they are back into the setting of housing, because we always say that homelessness is the issue, it's not who you are, but once they're back in their housing, that they're leaving with tools. And so we have the classes that we offer. We have self-love, we have life skills, we have classes that help with barriers that may have happened because of addictions, and classes that address mental illness, or classes that address any type of bad relationships of domestic violence, parenting classes. And so we work with the whole person. And so we, as the team, we also have our facilitators. We also, let me mention, put a plug in that we also have interns.
Yes.
And so we
love our interns.
We love our interns. I'm in Purdue country, so I know where I'm at.
Right.
And so we have interns, and so they come and they really, really learn. They get a really, really good experience.
Does
in
that program,
setting.
is that mainly a summer one, or no, we do a fall internship, or it just depends on...
All year
It depends.
round.
It depends.
All year
Yep,
round.
all year round.
And for anything that you've just heard, including that list of the wonderful programs and the wide range, or an internship, all that at your fingertips at the website to find out more details.
Yes.
Click drop down and give
Yep.
us the website again so we have it.
The website is www.sojournertruthhouse.org. Our phone number is 219-885-2282.
And a reminder, who has the 18-year anniversary? Who's been there 18 years?
Me next
What
month.
are a couple of the programs that you know were not around when you first started, and now you are so proud that we've
All
added
of them.
this, and this?
Yes,
All of-
definitely.
So many of
When
them.
we started, career services was not around. When we had that, we did have wellness. It was yoga at the time. So now we have mindful movement. So it's a little bit more movement with that. That wasn't around, so that's a good thing, because the music is always good when she shows up with the music, and it just put the ladies in the mindset of, okay, I can relax and different things to that nature. The other programs that we encountered when I first got there, we were sort of outsourcing the child care. We would take the children to off-site and then pick them up. But now we have a child enrichment room, and so the kids are there on site with the parent. And so our child enrichment educator, she works with the children while the moms are in their classes. So that wasn't there when I first started either.
Wow. And again, you know what's needed as times have changed, as all of us have changed with what schedules look like, what employment looks like, what education looks like, where the needs are, and that's where you go. And
Yes.
that's where the money comes in that helps to provide all of that programming. And did you say that 2026 doesn't mark the a 30-year anniversary? Or no, you already hit your 30.
2027.
2027.
2027
We're
is-
just on the edge of coming
Yes.
up to this, right?
Yes, just on the edge of it. And the other thing that we didn't have that we're starting now is our transitional housing. So we have two houses that we're looking to provide for 18-year-olds, 18 to 24-year-olds. They can stay up in those houses for 36 months, up to 36 months. They'll receive the same day services that we receive for our other constituents. So they'll get those programs and those services there. We'll concentrate a little bit more on the employment piece, the education piece, so that they can become stably housed within that time frame.
That is wonderful. And please, when it comes up to that 30, you've got to come back because I know
Okay,
that there's going to
okay.
be confetti floating in
Oh
the
yes,
air.
we're gonna party.
So many
We're definitely gonna
accomplishments
party.
and so many things.
Absolutely.
And I don't
Yes.
know if I'm tossing this out there. It could be a gala. Who knows what'll be coming up
Right.
in
Yes,
South, but I know
absolutely.
you will
Yes.
mark that occasion.
Yes,
that
we
should
will.
fall around what month then?
September.
So that is super close to just around the corner when it comes to planning things because it takes a while for that to
Yep,
happen.
absolutely.
And then one last thing as we round up here, we want to go back to the walk and a reminder. And this is not trying to jinx it all because we're all tough farm stock here. This event, you've been around for 18 years, happens rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
We will be
Rain or
there.
shine.
Yes.
You'll make it happen.
That's
It'll
right.
come out
That's right.
And I just think that that probably the sisters and a few other people have some connections that make sure that it's going to be a wonderful weather day. So I'm not worried about that at all. But
Yes.
one more time, tell us about the walk and tell us again the dates and the website, and we'll make sure we get as many people out there as possible.
Absolutely. The walk is June 13th. Registration starts at 8 a.m. Walk starts at 9. It's about 1.2 miles that we will walk the perimeter. Rain or shine, we will be there. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at 219-885-2282. Please visit our website at www.sojournertruthhouse.org.
And unlike some of the organizations we'll have on, sometimes the actual place for the space has to be kept hidden because there are things. This is not a hidden.
It is not
secret.
hidden.
No.
That address is right out there at
Yes, it is.
410 West 13th Avenue in Gary, Indiana.
right in the heart of where everything is happening, and so it is a great destination for people in need. And you also is to respond to the website for just volunteers. We need
Yes.
more volunteers to help out with some of these things
Yes.
as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Very
Absolutely.
good, ladies. Please come back sooner than
Okay.
later. All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
we
Very
enjoy.
good.
Thank you so
And
much.
you know the walk is just right around the corner.
Right around
as
the corner.
too.
Yes.
So thank you, and also thank you to all of our listeners and our viewers for tuning in for our edition of Notoriety. I'm your host, Phil Potempa. We wish you well, and we want to also timestamp this in case you're hearing it as a rebroadcast, which will happen. That today's show is happening, broadcast on April the 14th, one day before tax day. So this is Tuesday, April the 14th. So when you're hearing this, you'll know that you've got plenty of time to register and be a part of what is this wonderful event. We wish you well, and no matter where your path might take you, morning, afternoon, or evening.